favorite stories, something that I tell almost no matter the audience, because it is as foundational as you just beautifully described, is when I was 9 years old, my mom came to me and said, "That's it, I'm done, we're leaving." And what she meant was we were leaving my father. He was an alcoholic, sweet dude, bad husband and father. And I had been in 3 car accidents by the time I was 9 years old. So I knew it was bad. And my mom, as you can imagine, she didn't have a lot of money on her own. I had 2 younger sisters, so she's a mother of 3 girls. Was fearful of making this decision to leave and be a single parent, not to mention telling me that this was the decision. And when she told me at the age of 9, I didn't cry and I didn't get upset. I thought and said, "What took you so long?" And the
Mm,
business lesson in that is that the people who are closest to the action, the server in your example, me, the
mhm,
daughter in one example, and then
mhm,
my frontline. So for any business, the call center, the service tech, the server, the host, whoever is closest to the action, and in business, that's the transaction. Whoever is closest to the action knows what the right thing to do is long before the leader does. And so the trick is, as a leader, doing what you did, staying as close to the people who are as close to the action in appropriate ways as often as you can, so you compress the amount of time and space between when they know and when the leader knows. But the issue with the people who are closest to the action is they lack 2 things that leaders have. They lack the language to articulate the problem or the solution in a scalable way. To your point, that waitress would have never said, "Let me tell you about the culture here," right? What they said is, "The food's not great and the manager's not awesome." And that tells you, you know how to ask the question to pull out what you're really asking is about the foundation of the culture in the business. So people closest to the action don't have the language to articulate the problem or the solution in a scalable way, and they don't have the authority to do something about it. The leader does. So we have to do what you did, which is go in and ask questions and be close and be accessible and build a culture over time that's open to feedback loops. So you're constantly pulling those patterns of replies together to say, I know what my water is, right? I know I am very clear after asking enough of these questions what the patterns of things are that are most likely to benefit the team or the business. And then I can go articulate that in a scalable way and command the resources against that initiative that, oh, what do you know? The food gets better. The manager is not as bad. But that staying close to the action, especially in companies that have hyper growth and they start moving farther and farther away from the customer, and there's no longer the founder mentality, there's the corporate bureaucracy. And
mhm.
we've all seen it and lived it and know the stories, but it actually isn't hard to break that cycle. But it does have to start at the top, of really prioritizing the experience and the lives and the beliefs of those who are closest to the transaction, which is usually your frontline employees and your customers.